veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la. 'Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. 'Cause I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, 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 la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you, and thank you once again for finding the time to join me on the show on Chelsea Perspective. I do hope you're all doing well, and I really do mean that. So thank you once again. As usual, without wasting much of your time, I will give you a highlight of what we have lined up here. We'll talk about Mikhailo Mudryk's future, according to rumors. I'm not saying for certain. Then we'll talk about Datro Fofana. We'll talk about his potential move. I think it's hanging in the balance currently. I'm not too sure. Then we'll talk about Philip Jorgensen's injury. We will talk about Philip Jorgensen's once more. And then we'll talk about the stadium, how it is an issue, how maybe complicated it is. And then we will talk about yeah, stadium earnings per club in the Premier League. The stadium once again, if that makes sense. But I appreciate you all once again for finding the time to be with me this particular morning. It's 11:45 a.m. here in Las Vegas. Some of you evening already, but I cannot thank you enough. As usual, I'm going to say hello to those of you in the chat. Get back to the panel, get to the presentation window so we can start addressing the items we have lined up. And without wasting much of your time, let's get into it. But please keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We are just 15 minutes into the show and we have 7 likes. I think we should be doing a lot better than that. Maybe I will change the poll, which asks the question, or which trying to get what people prefer, either to stay at the bridge or move elsewhere to have the space to build a much bigger stadium. But that's by the way, I'm just going to get into saying hello to all of you in the chat. Yes, if you want to become a member to gain access to exclusive content, the link is pinned at the very top there. If you want to, but you're still a valuable member of the community, whether you do that or not. And my bro Vic is in the house. Vic, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join us. We have here Vic giving us updating us on a particular news item, which reads Wesley Fofana reviews he considered a shock move to Marseille in the summer. A loan or maybe a permanent move because he was frustrated. Maybe, I don't know. But that's by the way, big up to all of you once again. Hello to you to Georgia Trefoot. Nice to see you, Mr. Georgia. I hope you're doing well. And Giovanni Jafta, nice to see you. Thank you so much for finding the time to be with us this morning. As I said, it's 11:47 a.m. Here in Las Vegas for me. I know it's even already for some of you, but keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. 7 likes, and we are 16 minutes into the show. We don't have too much lined up to talk about, but as soon as we are through with the items we have lined up, we will call it a day. The shorter it is, the more people who gets to find subsequent people who get to find the video will be willing to sit and watch it because it's not that lengthy. But just by the way, let's open let me go to the presentation window. And as the show progresses, if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat and I'll try the best I can to address it. And if I don't have the answer to the question you're asking, I pretend I don't see it. I'm joking anyway. I will do my best to answer your question. But yeah, let me see. Maybe I need to make this light brighter. Once I turn on the blue light behind me, I think it causes a lot of problem. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And sorry for bugging you with it. You can say how we beg for likes. We're still a very small account, so yeah, we do beg for likes until we get there. But we're getting closer and closer to becoming a big account. Right now, we're currently at 22,915 subscribers. We're getting closer and closer to 23,000 subscribers. So the first item we have lined up here, I think that's the wrong one. I have to start here. Talks about Chelsea could be open to selling Mykhailo Mudryk in the January transfer window if he doesn't improve his form over the next 3 months. I'm not sure whether to believe that or not, but here's the thing. I've over time starting to believe whatever report I see from Give Me Sports because it does look like I don't know whether maybe they had an agreement for a collaboration at the time. I'm talking about Fabrizio Romano. I think I don't know. I'm inclined to believe that could happen. I think a lot of us know he has to start performing or he leaves, irrespective of how much of a talent he is or how good you think he can become. Because yeah, there's a talent there, but it doesn't look like he doesn't sustain his confidence. Every little what do I call it? Stumble becomes a huge problem for him. He doesn't recover quickly for them. And again, sorry, I think I didn't set up the interface how you'd see the report on the screen very well. So I have to read it once again. The report reads that Chelsea could be open to selling Mykhailo Mudryk in the January transfer window if he doesn't improve his form over the next 3 months. And here's the thing, I think chances are he starts performing. And that's because he has competition now. It's not like Raheem Sterling that you could argue he'd look at him and not be too concerned about him becoming the regular starter and him coming off the bench. I think we have a lot of players that can play in that particular position that will get him to take it up a notch, or he's out of the door. I like him as a player, and I did follow him quite a lot even before he became a Chelsea player. Before he became a Chelsea player, but let's see what happens. He has the opportunity now to show. Yeah, he's you could say he's good enough for Chelsea Football Club. And a big up to you, Temida Oluwarokemi. Well, nice to see you. Says a big up, Kachila. Greetings, respect to all. Greetings, respected people. He says respect to you, brother. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for finding the time to be part of the show. 9 likes, and quickly, I want to appeal to those of you. We have 32 people watching, only 8 of those on YouTube. The rest on X. Just know that we appreciate you. The number is low, but that's fine. We haven't streamed consistently for a while now. And we're working towards a solution. But that's, by the way, if you're following the show on X, kindly do us a favor. Take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do follow our X account and help us get to 5,000 followers on X. We'd really appreciate that. And for those of you who are following the show on YouTube and for one reason or the other not able to participate in the chat, just know that we appreciate you. And that's because you following the show alone does go a long way. But we want to ask you for one favor, one tiny bitty favor, which is to take a second and drop a like on the video for us to help us garner more likes, because the more likes we garner, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered and be forced to push the video to a lot more people who will be interested in the topics we have lined up here. And the poll, which asks Blues, what's your position on the stadium debate? 67% says leave Stamford Bridge. Yeah, of course, to complete that sentence, to have the space to build a much bigger stadium to help the club bring in more money from stadium revenue. And 33% said never leave the bridge. I'm not. Yeah, look at the spelling there. That's funny. That's what happens when you do everything yourself. So I'm gonna redo that at a later time. Just give me 1 second here. Let's beg for the likes, because the likes do help us a lot. While you wait for me to take care of something quickly, please keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Apologies for that, people. I had to take care of something quickly there. So quickly, I'll catch up with what we have in the chat, and we'll move on to the next item we have lined up in here. Temida Oluwarokemi saying yes, never leave the it's a do or die affair. To death do us apart. Just why didn't you just pretend you didn't see that? Can you- just pretend you didn't see that. Why do you have to highlight my mistake there, the misspelling? But that's, by the way, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. More likes, people. Let's get the likes up to 100. But I'm going to move on from this. He's making fun of me for misspelling something there. We move on to go back to the presentation window and go to the second item we have lined up to address for the day. And if you're in the chat, if quickly you have anything else to say with regards to the future of Mihailo Mudryk, you go ahead and drop it there in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the next topic we have lined up 13 likes, 11 likes, people. Let's try and get it to 100 as soon as possible. I think we can. These may well end up being a very snappy show because we don't have too many items lined up. But despite the way, I'm going to move on to the next one. If you eventually say something, you can say, let us know your opinion on the future of Mihailo Mudryk. I can get back to that and address it. This here talks about a last minute doubt on the, again, did I miss that? Okay, let me just go with that. Doubt on the Datro Fofana deal going through now after Athens, AEK Athens, I don't know whether that's how you pronounce it, Athens requested a change terms. So after a verbal agreement was struck, deal hangs in the balance now. And there's a follow-up report here. The initial report, which from Vicky saying, letters issued for Chelsea and AEK Athens on David Datro Fofana deal when clubs started exchanging documents. The Greek market closest to 9 clubs are still in this agreement on several points. I think the Athens club, they probably sense that we're desperate and it's easy. Yep, their market closes tonight, and once that happens, we'd have no other options to move David Datro Fofana on. An unfortunate story. The kid loves Chelsea. I don't know whether that's still the case. I was going to say loved Chelsea, but you could argue before he joined us, there was a video circulating showing him saying, confessing his love for the club, how he idolizes Chelsea legend Didier Drogba. It was, again, it breaks my heart how we handled. We could say I think it'd be correct to say his time as a Chelsea player, especially on the Graham Potter, who didn't give him a not good enough opportunity at the time because we had strikers and even wingers who at the time were struggling. And David Datro Fofana, he can actually fulfill the role of a winger either on the left or on the right, or maybe a hybrid number 9. He's an excellent dribbler, can shoot from outside the box. He can finish very well. Even in my opinion, today I still think he can finish. As much as I like Nicholas Jackson, I tell you that he can finish better than Nicholas Jackson. But probably, most likely, because we didn't spend big on him. It was easy to just not to. It was easy not to prioritize his development. We sent him on loan to, I think it was Union Berlin in Germany. That was crazy. And then back again to the Premier League. He did well under Vincent Company. I think was it in why, I don't know. Why we don't seem, maybe the scouts don't see how good of a player he is. Really, there's so much talent there. I wouldn't go to that extent, but I'd argue that he's actually better than. Let me not go to that extent, but because in most cases, how a club treats you, you can say how much they pay for you as a player wields some measure of influence in how they treat you. In my opinion, it's an unfortunate situation. And probably he's not going to forgive the club. Hopefully, his career kicks off. He gets the opportunity to restart, to start afresh. There's a talent there, and I'm confident he still do well. The only thing that I have to say is that the competition. Let's say. The only thing I have to say is that the competition becomes stiffer now, and I believe it's going to be a massive challenge in revealer of key decisions going forward for all stakeholders. I think I agree. Chances are the arrival of Jadon Sancho and others and Pedro Neto, both of them are capable of fulfilling the left wing role. I think, yeah. Chances are their arrival may well, you can say, lead to him doing a lot better, in my opinion. But we'll see. Ty, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Ty out, but more importantly, thank you for finding the time to join us here. This morning, it's still 11:59 a.m. for me here in Las Vegas, a minute before noon. But that's, by the way, let's hear your opinion. David Datro Fofana, a player I love so much. I still love him. I think he's still make it as a footballer. I think he still get the opportunity to show how good he is as a footballer. Unfortunately, I'm still going to say this. At the time, my argument at the time was that we did not handle his start to life as a Chelsea player. But let's see. I hope the deal with the Athens club. I hope it goes through so that he gets a chance to continue playing. Because if it doesn't leave Chelsea, I don't see again. I don't see him getting again playing enough minutes to continue developing as a young player. I think at most now he should be 23. I think at most 23. He's still very young, in my opinion. But despite it, thank you so much to all of you for finding the time to join the show this particular morning. 15 likes. Yeah, it's afternoon already because it's 12 noon. Let's move on to the next item we have lined up. Good luck to David Datro Fofana. I am pained because I liked him and I had hoped that, yeah, he'd mature into a starting player at Chelsea because, yeah, he's such a talent. And I'll never forget his Moldy FC numbers, where I was telling people at the time that with such numbers, he's not the sort of player that that he's the sort of player that should be playing week in, week out. Datro Fofana deal collapsing, and Wesley Fofana open to leaving in the summer. What a day for the Fofanas. Did he say he's open to leaving in the summer? I think what I did see from Vix in the chat, something to the effect of him that he considered leaving Chelsea, joining Marseille, something a particular club mentioned that in that particular comment there in the chat. I didn't see anything to the effect of him still wanting to leave in the summer. I'm not sure next summer, so to speak. And here Tamida is saying, I will personally love to see Mudryk improve and thrive at Chelsea. But if he doesn't, the owners. The owners know how to press the exit button. Yeah, and I think hopefully he plays well enough that if we decide to move him on, we get a sizable fee. But I still do. I'm confident that he will improve if he's given good enough time, enough playing time to prove himself. I think he will. But that's right. Anyway, let's move on. David Datro Fofana. Good luck to him. Did I miss this? Okay, I think I read that. Here we have Philip Jorgensen suffered an injury with Denmark under 21, was subbed off on the 79 minutes against the Czech Republic. An unfortunate situation. So we have Bettinelli, probably the most likely player to start in Europe if Jorgensen doesn't recover in time to participate. So I'm not too sure what we're going to do there. I don't trust what's his name, Bettinelli. I think he's going to be the next in line to take Jorgensen's place. Yeah, and the most likely player to take Jorgensen's place in the squad. Unfortunately, so let's see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the severity of the injury and how long he'd be on the sidelines. Denmark under 21 coach. Stefan Hoya on Jorgensen's injury. I don't actually know. How bad it went, but at least it was bad enough that he had to come off. So probably he'd be on again. He won't be. He will not be available for a while. And I'm concerned that Marcus Bettinelli, the most likely to take his place in our European squad. But that's just my opinion anyway. Chances are, who's the third goalkeeper? Actually, I'm sorry, I don't know. I just asked if he was okay. He is annoyed that he had to go. He had to come off. Hopefully, it's not something that's really bad. I hope so too. I don't trust Bettinelli. The only time I've seen him between the sticks for us, maybe other times again, maybe I've seen him other times got the sticks for us, but probably cannot remember. I think it was during a friendly against Club. I think it's pronounced Club America at Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas, where I wouldn't blame him for that goal he considered though, because it was the pass. Probably you shouldn't be passing you should that the a back pass of the goalkeeper shouldn't be as bad as that one from Reece James that day was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was, yeah, I think I'm correct. Yeah, that was the last time I saw him between the sticks, or maybe I'm not able to recall other times that I've seen him be the one that got the sticks for us. That was between the sticks for Chelsea Football Club. But despite the way, we have a total of 50 people watching, only 18 of those on YouTube, the rest on X. I keep dropping the likes on the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's try and get it at least to 50 likes. I'm not going to be greedy. It doesn't look like we will be able to get it to 100 likes today because we haven't streamed for a while. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have Tamida Oluwarekem is saying, "Oh, for heaven's sake, not an injury news again." Unfortunately, you've seen that yourself. I don't trust Bettinelli. Dodgy shot stopper. You could argue, but let's see what the manager does. Who's the other goalkeeper again? Is it, what's his name? Ty? I can't quite remember. And IB's in the house. Big up to you too, Mr. IB. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. 16 likes. Come on, people. We can do a lot better than that. And remember, as I've told you, once we're through once we're done addressing the items we have lined up, no need to bore you to death or maybe to just recycle news items we've addressed already. We just call it a day. And the shorter it is, the more people will be willing to watch it later on. And this is talks about the stadium. Say Chelsea have held talks over leaving Stamford Bridge and moving to Earls Court as they seek a resolution to their plan for a bigger stadium. Expanding the current capacity of 42,000 is a key priority for the owners, which common sense. The bigger the size of the capacity of the stadium, the more revenue you'd make from the stadium. But unfortunately, I'm not sure why a lot of people aren't buying the option of the club leaving to an area where they'd have a much better space to build a much bigger stadium. Even though already, we've bought some close by land spaces, for lack of a more specific language, to give us, you say, to have enough space within that Stamford Bridge vicinity to build a much bigger stadium there. But the report I read suggested that we're not going to have access to that space until 2027. But if we have already acquired the land in question, 2027, it is a few years from now, just 2.5 years. You could argue, not even 2.5 years, 2 years and a few months. 2 years and about, I think, 3 months or so. Sorry, I can't quite calculate that accurately right now. So, but Houston, for some reason, it does. Reports we're seeing, it does come across as if the owners prefer moving to Earls Court, maybe because they'd have much bigger space there to build whatever they want to build. I just don't know. But if moving to Earls Court will allow the independents to build a much bigger stadium, or freedom maybe to build, well, you could say, well, accorded a much bigger space to build the sort of stadium we want to build, I'm all for it. But here's where the problem lies. I think that's a contract, maybe, I'm not sure what to call it, with the pitch owners, that should the club decide to move elsewhere, they'd have to forfeit the name Chelsea FC. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm not sure how the owners are going to deal with that, because from what we're seeing, it just seems like a lot of people aren't interested and in support of the club moving to another place. Earls Court, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Why? I've heard again, some of them argue using, you could say, I've seen one individual on X asking, telling somebody who would prefer the club to move to Earls Court to have the space to build a much bigger stadium, telling them, look, maybe you don't understand what is called heritage. And that got me thinking how people reason sometimes. You cannot, because of heritage, refuse progress. It just doesn't make sense. Sometimes you have to forfeit heritage to make progress, because we're all in this world. And I haven't seen anybody, any individual, I haven't met anybody in my life that's refused to make progress because of heritage. If moving elsewhere means you'd be better off People do that all the time. So I'm not sure why the heritage argument comes into play, how it makes sense. I'm not too sure of that. I think people just a lot of people resent the owners, the current Chelsea owners. They're not gonna they're not willing. They will not consider. You can say giving them the benefit or allowing them or voting because yeah they have to vote or voting in favor of the club moving moving their somewhere else. It just doesn't make sense. I've thought about it, and I don't know why. You want the club to be able to sign the biggest names in world football, but you don't seem to understand that the bigger the stadium, the more money we'll be able to make, and probably the more we'll be able to sign some of the biggest names in world football. Yeah, because the bigger the stadium, the more income stadium revenue would be able to make. I don't know why they don't see it from that perspective. For the life of me, I'm not going to argue with anybody. I get it that the possibility of remaining at the breach, you could say maximizing the space we have there, it's very possible. It's not impossible, but that would cost the club a lot of money. And here's the thing: those actually that aren't willing to vote in favor of the club to move elsewhere to allow us to build the independence or maybe the freedom to build a much bigger stadium to be able to, you say, to have a more to make more money from a stadium revenue. If you increase the price of a match day ticket by 1%, they'd be the ones to complain the most. But I'm not sure what else to say, but big up to you too, IB. Let's see, Kendurans, are you thinking of? Yeah, I think that may be him. Isn't he? Isn't he the third goalkeeper? Current. Please do let me know. All right, let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Broxton, the academy keeper. That was the name again, and then I couldn't recollect at the time. Forget heritage. Just keep calling the new stadium Stamford Bridge. Bigger stadium, more revenue. Academy kids are more likely to remain. Yeah, exactly. So it's common sense, really. But I think here's the thing. I'm going to go back to saying what I've already said. A lot of people, especially the more traditional fans, the local fans maybe, they resent the new owners so much that they're willing to do whatever uh, it is that they see again. That they want that they can to frustrate them, even if that means not allowing them to build a much bigger stadium so that to increase the club's revenue. They don't mind really. You should hear them. They don't even talk about the stadium. They talk about how they're not going to do that for the new owners. But yeah, I'm not going to get to the argument why I think sometimes they complain to that to an extent, or maybe what they say. If you pay attention to what they say, you realize, yeah, they're not paying attention that actually somehow these new owners are actually saved the club from oblivion, in my opinion. At this point, I don't care where they go or what they have to do. In as much as whatever decision made doesn't adversely impact our improvement and performance. If they like, they go to Anambra State or maybe play at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Enugu. But you get my point. AB is in the house. AB, big up to you too. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for finding the time to join us this particular afternoon. And I hope your absence simply means, yeah, that you've been busy. If that's the case, I'm happy for you. Yes, because bills don't pay themselves. You have to work to make money to pay your bills. But that's, by the way, we move on. I think it's still the next item, still stadium related. Let's move on, which is this particular item here from Vince, my bro, which says that Chelsea have not ruled out staying at their current home, but there has been no progress in any plans to redevelop Stamford Bridge. The ground's proximity to a tube line makes a rebuild extremely challenging. But a lot of people don't care. And I just don't understand why. You want Chelsea again? Chelsea, one of the you could say, if you're going by history and the trophies we've won, arguably one of the biggest clubs in England. But to get this again, as a big club as Chelsea should have a better stadium. At least if you say capacity wise, even you could say structure wise, actually should have one of the best stadiums in England. Even West Ham United, they have a much better stadium than us. Again, but unfortunately, just give me 1 second here. Unfortunately, those that bring up of the heritage argument, they don't see things from, um, yeah, from the foreign perspective. They just see it as heritage, and that's it. They don't want to move from there. And one more thing, I can't believe how many times I've said unfortunately in a minute. Unfortunately for us, the name Chelsea FC is tied, yeah, with a what's it called again, to the current location. Should the club decide to move elsewhere, they'd have to forfeit the name Chelsea FC, except if they're able to convince the Chelsea pitch owners to understand that the move will help actually make the club bigger. It will help elevate, maybe, for lack of a more specific language, the status of the club as one of the biggest clubs in England. But unfortunately, they are not. Uh, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Let's see if we decide to stay there. I don't think we'll be able to build a stadium as big as I believe the owners would want to. Probably we'll have to work with the space we have there. We've already spent, I think it was 80 million buying close by spaces to allow us to expand. I'm not sure whether that, for me, I'd rather we move elsewhere. But that's just my opinion anyway. Let's see what else do we have here. And this year, okay, here's Vince. He's done some research, and this is him probably making his opinion clear on whether we should remain at the bridge or move elsewhere where we'd have enough space to build a much bigger stadium. It says, tell me how we can survive to pay 404 million annually on wages and dare to miss the Champions League while playing in a 40,237 capacity stadium. It's even hard to sustain with a Champions League football unless you reach semis or final every season, which is a very, very difficult. Now, pay attention. For context, Arsenal makes 1 million more than Chelsea every match day. Yeah. Club average attendance, average income. That's from stadium. Manchester United, they make 3.92 million. Yep, every match day. Is it every match day? So average attendance, is this average income, is it yearly or match day? I'm not sure, but let's just pay attention to the number. To the numbers. Arsenal, 59,498,000 capacity stadium. They make 3.1 million on average. Liverpool, 52,995. They make 3.05 million on average. Tottenham, 54,216 216 again capacity stadium. They make 2.9. Manchester City, 55,135. They make 2.1 on average. Chelsea, 40,237. We make a 2.07 on average. So stadium can actually, a bigger stadium, bigger capacity can help increase that. But unfortunately, people fail to see that from that perspective. They just are. Some of them just want us to stay, given the argument. As I've told you, the story of a gentleman asking someone if he understands the meaning of heritage. If we're going by that, maybe some of us should be walking around naked because heritage, yeah, or maybe a tradition, maybe because, yeah, we're not progressive. We should, again, move into an area that can allow us build one of the best stadiums in England, bigger, better, a much bigger capacity. I think would do us a lot of good. But unfortunately, a lot of people aren't seeing things from that perspective. Okay, unfortunately, I'm not sure where that is. Average income, is it per game? I think that means per game, really. That's average income per game, given that this has average income slash game. So that's per game. Yeah, in 10, yeah, in 10 games you'd have a 30 million plus again for Manchester United. So that's a lot of money. But unfortunately, a lot of people, their priority is to respect heritage, not to move. Some actually, you don't see them argue objectively on why they think the club should remain at the bridge. Yeah, unfortunately. Nice to see you, DJ. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Soon we'll be rounding off. The promise is that we're not going to dwell. We don't have too many items lined up to talk about. So once we're done addressing the items we'll have lined up, we will call it a day. We have 52 people watching, but only 21 on YouTube. The rest on X. 20 likes. I appreciate you all. If you don't mind, please, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream to help us garner more likes. And DJ Soup. Nice to see you, DJ. By the way, I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. So let's see. What else do we have here? And I have to be good. Big up to you too, Tabejo. He says, big up everyone. I am here to drop a like. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Even a like does go a long way. Nice to see you. By the way, that's JC, I appreciate you finding the time to join. Thank you so much. Cannot thank you guys enough for all the support. We're getting closer and closer to 23,000 subscribers. One second here. Let's go. Let's see what else we have here. Um, Anything else? More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And we have I be saying, Coach, what's up? With the talk about third goalkeeper, I missed that. I was looking because Jorgensen is injured. Chances are the manager he could decide to play what's his name, Robert Sanchez, even in Europe and then in the Premier League. Goalkeepers that they don't stress that much. I think if Jorgensen is available, chances are the manager might not trust the second and third Bettinelli and then the third goalkeeper that much and play Sanchez both in the Premier League and in Europe. Nice to see you. More music. Please name 3 positive things that the new owners have done since the hostile takeover. I'm not gonna do that with you. Maybe if you want us to debate, I can debate you one on one. But I'm not gonna be going in the middle of another topic and start you can say just maybe just get derailed. Yeah, I can name them, but I'm not going to do it just because you asked. No, I'm not doing that right now. If you want to debate me on that one-on-one, send me a private message. We can schedule a debate. I'm sure people will enjoy it. No disrespect. I'm just saying I don't want to get distracted by that. Coach, what's up? Yeah, I've answered that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. DJ, big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And here's Nizak Kinsella saying, after all the Chelsea Stadium updates yesterday, it's worth noting the club cannot get access to the stall building. That's the area, the land we bought that's close to Stamford Bridge. To the stall building sites bought for £80 million next to Stamford Bridge until 2027, as previously reported. The whole thing is so complex and it's difficult, unfortunately. But I know chances are there are a few of the pitch owners who are willing, who understands that if the club moves to an area where they have big enough space to build a much bigger stadium, that it is for the good of the club. Some don't think so. Some, as I've said, they resent the new owners so much they do anything to frustrate them, in my opinion, given what I've seen online. Let's get the likes up, people. 21 likes. We'll be rounding up soon. I'm not going to waste your time. The moment I get DJ's opinion on the topics we have, thank you for understanding. We can do that another time, please. Got it. Only thing I trust Bettinelli with is making a good cappuccino. They have done a lot of positive things, more music, but the results aren't there yet. That's a solid enough answer there. But actually, good, excellent answer in my opinion. On 30K per week to be a third, to make up the numbers, and plus he counts as homegrown. I think so. But that's, by the way, DJ. Big up to you. Your opinion on again where we're at with the stadium. Would you prefer the club to move elsewhere if it means building a much bigger stadium to you can say make a lot more money from stadium revenue. Where actually Manchester City makes more than us. Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester United. West Ham, I don't know how much they make, but I can say off the top of my head, I've seen their stadium. I think West Ham they play in the Olympic Stadium, right? I think it's a much better looking stadium, in my opinion. As Chelsea, I'd argue we deserve again to have one of the best stadiums in the UK. But let's hear you, DJ. What do you prefer and why? But big up to you. More importantly, thank you for finding the time to be with us. Are you there, DJ? I can't hear you. All right. While we wait for DJ, I'm gonna go on to Vic's timeline to see if there are other items there we can just uh you can say just address just to yeah to waste time a bit before we shut down. I'm not sure why I cannot hear DJ there. Give me a second here. It's okay, that's exactly what I was looking for. DJ probably looks like he has audio issue. Let's see. And Willie Bless, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join us this particular morning. Big up to you, to panel and everyone. If we move to a bigger stadium, it will still be Stamford Bridge. We just want bridge. I think the Stamford Bridge name should be the list of your concern. Somebody in the chat, or if DJ can hear me, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the name Chelsea FC is tied with the current ground. Should Chelsea decide to move, if they don't have an agreement with the Chelsea pitch owners, they'd have to forfeit the name Chelsea FC. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think we've talked about that about that particular um, I want not. It's not a theory. We've talked about that long enough that I think I'm correct. But if I'm wrong, please do feel free to correct me in the chat there. So let's see if anything new has emerged. If nothing new has emerged, I think we just breeze through Vincent's Twitter timeline and call it a day. Too much conundrum, unnecessary conundrum in my opinion, because I don't understand the argument, the heritage argument. You make progress in life. Sometimes you have to move beyond certain things and make progress. It become better. So why some of them, why they've refused to see that? In all honesty, quite beyond me. And I'm just that's where I'm gonna leave it. I want us to round this up as soon as possible. Again, we're still working to bring more people to join our team to help us stream on a daily basis. Yeah, I can hear you now. Matt will also be hosting weekly shows. Matt will be hosting weekly members only shows. He's hosted that once, and tomorrow there'll be one 7 p.m. UK time. So for those of you who are paid members, so you don't miss it. DJ, just let me get one more item here, so I'll come back to you. Yeah. Let's see, this one here says that if we move, we will lose the naming rights of Stamford Bridge. Is it naming rights? I thought it was the name Chelsea FC. Okay, so DJ will correct me. I'm quite sure he understands that very well. Most likely, a naming rights sponsorship deal will be done. So I think if I don't think it's the naming rights, but I'll hear from DJ. Let's see what I have here. DJ, let me hear you. If we move and we don't have agreement with the Chelsea pitch owners, do we lose the naming rights for the stadium or the name Chelsea FC? So the naming right is what we're going to lose if we move without an agreement with the Chelsea. Hold on. The naming right, or we will lose the name Stamford Bridge, or the naming right, irrespective of where we move. I don't get it. Mhm. Then that's not a problem. That's not the problem. Then they just move and rename it and actually make money from the naming right. Because are they making any money from from going by the name Stamford Bridge? I would say no.
The Chelsea pitch owners. Yeah. So what will basically more or less happen is if we decide that we're going to move, if we move, then obviously the pitching rights might not be obviously the pitch owners will not have that say anymore. To say yeah, well, they can't more or less intervene now. At the moment, they're there to protect the ground, so we can't move anywhere. It's Chelsea stays as Chelsea football. It stays as it is, and it doesn't go anywhere. The name stays as it is. It doesn't go anywhere in terms of the ground.
I still don't understand. Let me say, look at what I have on the screen there.
Yeah,
You said we will lose the naming rights for Chelsea FC. I don't
that's
know
what.
how to read that particular comment on the
Hold on,
screen
wait.
there.
So Chelsea have not ruled out staying at their current home, but there has been no progress in any plans to redo at Stamford Bridge. The ground.
No,
What one you?
I'm talking about this highlighted comment from one of the people in the
All right.
chat.
No,
Yeah,
we will not lose. We will not lose
it
our.
will
We
still
will
be
not.
called Chelsea
We will
FC,
still
so
be
we still
Chelsea.
have
Yeah,
the
we'll still be
right.
Chelsea
We
Football
have the
Club.
right for
Yeah.
Chelsea FC. The only thing
Yes.
we'd lose is Stamford Bridge, right?
Yeah, it won't be low. Yeah, because we're
Then
no longer going to be known as
that's
Stamford
not an
Bridge.
issue for the
Because I think what
owners.
people.
If they
I think
want to
what
move,
people.
they would just move and forfeit the
Yeah.
name because it just doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. Now I
It
understand
doesn't
it. I've always thought
because.
I think you have explained it well to me. I've always
Yeah.
thought that the biggest problem is that should we decide to leave
Yeah.
Stamford Bridge and we don't have and we do that without an agreement with the Chelsea pitch owners, we'd
Yeah.
lose the name Chelsea FC.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I've always seen it. If
No.
that's the case, then
So.
that's not an issue.
So.
If the what we will lose will be Stamford Bridge, then fine. The owners will actually like it. Now they're gonna look. They're gonna go for go for Riyadh Airlines and say, yeah, we can use your name as the name of our stadium, and that would be a lot of money actually because I'm quite sure Stamford Bridge. They're not making any money from going by the stadium going by the name Stamford Bridge. That
No. 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 It's
then
just
we don't
obviously
have a
them.
problem moving.
No, we don't because if we either way you're looking at it, the only time it would have stayed at Stamford, if the Stamford Bridge would have stayed the same if Chelsea stayed and redeveloped on Stamford Bridge, and I think this is what the majority of probably fans want because if there's a possibility, because I don't know if you remember back when Roman Abramovich was in charge of the football club, he did actually do a stadium plan for the actual stadium itself. He actually built. If you go into the actual, you probably never. Anyone that knows Chelsea will go. If they go into the actual, to go to if they're doing any kind of like tours around Stamford Bridge, if they actually go into the actual place, they actually showed a picture of what the stadium was going to look like when Roman Abramovich was our owner. He had actual stadium built out there and ready to go. But obviously, these owners have obviously come and changed that, so it's no longer there anymore. Had we gone ahead and gone with that stadium, or it just mean we were developing over Stamford Bridge. So Chelsea will still be Stamford. It'll still be at Chelsea Football Club and at Stamford Bridge. It's just that we're just redeveloping Stamford Bridge. That's all we are to try and make it into a 60,000 capacity ground. But because they're trying to say now that it's difficult for them to do that, they're now looking at other options. And obviously that place in Earls Court is very much been mentioned now. Okay, if we were to move to that place to get this 62,000 capacity super stadium that these guys want to build, it's just that it will no longer be known as Stamford Bridge. It'll be known either even if the stadium doesn't have a name. If we're sponsored by a certain sponsor, they can sponsor that ground. And it could be named after that sponsor. Like for example, as I said to you before, Arsenal was known as Highbury before when they were at Arsenal. When they moved and built a new stadium, they called it the Emirates Stadium. Do you get where I'm coming from?
I understand. Listen, I'm gonna say this, DJ. I'm
Yeah,
still listen. Let's get to what JC says there, but
yeah,
just pay attention. I'm coming. Just too much for a team that has done us so much to hoist and keep afloat the flag of London under sport in history. Okay,
yeah.
that's a good one there. Sorry for the confusion, coach. If we move, we will lose the naming rights to Chelsea FC.
No, no, no. Chelsea FC will still stay the same.
Okay,
That's not changing.
here's the thing. This is exactly how I've always believed was the case. Exactly what you see, what I have on the screen here, which reads, as I know, the name Chelsea Football Club belongs to the Chelsea pitch owners, and I've always heard, even from staff. I think Bobby, I think who else again? I think it was Max. That
Yeah,
if we decide to move, and we
yeah,
do so without a proper agreement with the Chelsea pitch owners, we will
yes.
lose the right to the
If we
name
don't,
Chelsea Football Club.
correct. That's correct. If we
So
do
we're
not have
saying
an
the same thing.
agreement in
So
place,
yeah.
if we don't have an
So
agreement,
I think that's an issue with the owners, except if they're willing to forfeit the name Chelsea Football Club. And the last time we discussed this, we did discuss
yeah,
it at length. Actually, I was telling people, I don't think it'd be easy for them to forfeit the name Chelsea Football Club because it will create a branding nightmare
massive,
for them.
100% it will.
And
We
and I'm just gonna go back to saying, had this not been the case, they would just say, you know what, to heck with it. If
uh,
the problem they face would be to just rename the stadium, they would do it
that's correct.
because they will
That's the
actually
naming
make
rights.
money in doing so. But go ahead with what you're saying.
Yeah, basically that's right. If we were to lose that agreement with the pitch owners, as we will obviously we could lose that name as it's correct as I correctly said. However, if we were to still stay as say we were to move to another stadium, say, and the pitch owners follow us to that other stadium, okay, all right, we will still be known as Chelsea Football Club. This is our stadium will no longer be known as Stamford Bridge. It will just be known. We'll obviously have another stadium name for the new stadium, whatever that's going to be.
Hmm. It's I mean it's
And
really
the other
not
thing I
that
was going to say,
straightforward.
bro, the other
But
thing
go
I
ahead
was
with what
also
you were
going to say
saying.
to
Yeah,
you,
go ahead.
Chelsea can still stay as Chelsea Football Club and the pitch owners can still stay there because what could happen is, all right, is the ladies' team could have all their home matches at Stamford Bridge, which means Chelsea can still be known as Chelsea because obviously the ladies are still playing at the stadium. If they could, because at the moment they're playing in I think it's in the Flushing Meadow. I think they're playing at a ground that is not that great for them. But if they can move them
Can you say
to
that's actually a genius idea, but
40,
I know the Chelsea pitch owners, they're not going to agree because they will understand the
no,
cheek there. They will
it's
understand the cheek.
42,000 capacity as well. So they'll get the 42,000 capacity still coming in for Chelsea ladies game, which will actually revamp the ladies mat games because that'll bring more and more fans to come watch the ladies play. Okay, and also you got the men playing at the other stadium. So either way, it can be a good money racking. Well, it could do well in terms of the bringing the money in because that will mean that you still got your Stamford Bridge there for the ladies. Okay, to play on, and then you're also then moving to another stadium for the men to play on, but it just won't be known as Stamford Bridge. That's all.
Wow, that's a good idea, but you think the Chelsea? I don't think the Chelsea owners they're smart.
No, 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 no. I mean, look, my dad is one of the one. My dad is on one of those things with the pitch owners. He's got part of the what do you call it? He's part of that. My dad's a member of that, and I don't know. It'll be one of those kind of situations where where well, obviously everyone has to be in agreement. If that makes any sense. Or because obviously you've got what do you call it's on there. You've got obviously it's got to be. Maybe they could accept it because bear it in mind it's the ladies' game. If you've got an opportunity to, for me personally, I'll be honest with you, Kachilla, right? I don't want to move from Stamford Bridge as a Chelsea fan that's grown up watching my club from there, sitting in the Matthew Harding Upper. I've been supporting the club for going and watching them for over 20 years and supporting them. I want us to move from our spiritual ground. However, I'd rather us go and do this other situation where if they can't find any way to redevelop Stamford, because originally when the plan was originally set out, they were looking to build from the bottom on each stand. So it means doing one stand, if you like, one stand doing one stand one season or 1 year, another stand another year, to try and do it like that. Now there's still that possibility they could still do that, and we still stay at Stamford Bridge, and it could still become a 60,000 capacity crowd if they can do that. It just means working from from stand to stand to make that happen. However, if they can't do that, then there's always, as I said, there's always an opportunity to bring the ladies in there. Chelsea can move to Earls Court, build this massive super stadium, okay, that they want to do, which is a 62, 63, I understand, capacity crowd that they want to do, okay, and it can make their money that way. Because what that also does in terms of bringing revenue in is at least it will stop the owners from going and selling off our young kids from our youth academy. Because at least you're bringing in the money in that way. If you're getting a 60,000 capacity crowd coming to your ground every week or week in week out, at least if you're bringing in the money, aren't you? You're bringing in the dough, as they say. So it will stop them from at least selling off some of their youth players, which is what we're doing at the moment to try and stay afloat in terms of making some of our profits.
It's an interesting situation, really. But honestly, I think you said you don't have a problem with us moving or staying, right?
I would love us to stay. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm more of a stayer at Stamford Bridge. Because obviously it's our home, it's our spiritual home. As I said, I've been going for many years, following my club there, watching them play there. I've got my seat that I used to regularly going to the Matthew Harding Upper, so I'm used to that. It's just moving away from that and going somewhere else. I guess because I guess you call it if you want to call it. People call it saying, "Oh, you're being too sentimental." It's not being sentimental. Is when you support the
No,
club as
I
much as
think
I
you
have.
are.
Do you get what I'm
You're
trying to
my
say?
bro, but I think you are. It just.
But I'd
but,
love us to stay,
but
bro.
go
But if
ahead,
we
DJ.
can't,
Go ahead. Go
if
ahead.
we
I'm
can't,
listening.
if we can't stay, then obviously we have to move to another stadium to make us have that big super. Then I'm all for that at the same time because at least it helps the revenue coming in. You bring more fans on board. Let's be real here, and it's not going to be hard. Let's be real here, Coachella. It's not going to be hard to fill up that stadium of 60,000 capacity crowd coming to to where the new stadium is going to be, or if we stay at Stamford Bridge, it's not going to be hard to bring those kind of fans in because more and more fans will want to come in. Do you get me? So
Mm.
you work either way. It works either way. Do you get me? So, but yeah, idea would be move and bring the ladies team in there. Done. Everyone's happy.
Yeah. That's fine by me. Let's see how they sort it out. Let's see what the JC has to say here. He says, "Excuse me, but what do you want Chelsea pitch owners to agree? Why are they being sidelined for free? They are historical owners. Why not just give
Sideline
them
for free.
the same setup at a new stadium? I think they can. I
Yeah,
think they
they can
can.
do.
For me, the primary issue is that they don't want to. They're not even seeking for
Yeah,
any sort of settlement or even. So I think at least that's what I believe because I think if the biggest issue was to give them the same sort of, or you could say,
yeah,
what they have right now, Roman could have built a new stadium elsewhere ever since.
yeah,
I think the primary issue is that they don't want to move, irrespective of whether you want to give them what they have
yeah,
there or not, or maybe that hasn't been offered to them. That's a good suggestion. Maybe the owner should try. Okay, how about if we move to that place, you still have the right to the pitch, and yeah, and everything. Maybe it's a genius suggestion actually. If they haven't thought about that, yeah. So just give them the
yeah. I
same
mean,
setup elsewhere. But I think probably that's not their that they're not seeking that. They just don't want to move. But let's hear your thoughts on that, DJ.
no, 100%. They don't want to move. I mean, that's 100% because they don't want to move. However, I also think that what they're seeing going on at the football club at the moment is how we're selling off our plays in terms of trying to make us stay in sustainability and profit sustainability. How we have to sell our youth players to get that obviously more or less for us to stay afloat. I think if we can come into a situation where they'll not see that happen more, and you're going to see, for example, that we're going to move to a bigger stadium. The revenue is going to get bigger because obviously, let's be real here, Kitchen. We're not going to be at the Champions League forever. We are going to go back into that competition again, no doubt. And we all know on Champions League nights at the Bridge, let me tell you this right now. If you never had a chance to ever go and witness it at Stamford Bridge on Champions League nights, bro, trust me, it is a absolute atmosphere at Stamford Bridge on Champions League nights. Yeah, and so for me, if we're back into that league again, or even playing in any kind of European football, apart obviously maybe not the Conference League, but even the Europa League when I used to go and watch us play in that, it still filled the stadium. Fans will still go and watch, even though we end up winning that competition twice, as you know. So look, it's one of those ones, yeah, where it'll bring the stadium in. Obviously, the revenue of fans will go up, so more and more will want to come and follow. Some will want to come and watch them. I'm sure there are probably a lot of fans out there that want to go and watch their team play on a regular basis. But obviously, in terms of affordability, they might not be in a position to do that. Maybe go and see the odd game, but if there's a chance for them to go and watch them at a big stadium, bring in the money, that obviously they'll do season tickets more or whatever it's an idea. And I think, look, listen, I don't want to move, as I said, but in terms of the club and its success, in terms of us being a successful football club for the future, I don't think it's a bad idea at all in terms of that. But yeah. My thing would always
Yeah,
be to
but that
stay.
part of you is still, some part of you is still being sentimental about it.
Yeah,
You, you can,
of course,
look,
because I love
listen, DJ,
I love the stadium,
change,
bro.
yeah, change. They say change is certain, but in all honesty, the truth remains: change can be difficult,
Yeah,
even
it
for
can be.
some ridiculous reasons. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's something, but it's a natural thing. I understand, but sometimes it takes convincing to even convince maybe your wife, your kids. Look, this is the reason why we're moving before they understand. I
yeah,
mean, we need, if we can, if that area cannot accord us enough space to build the sort of stadium we need to build, because that's
yeah,
Chelsea. We should
yeah,
have one of the best stadiums in the UK. But if that space, that vicinity cannot accord us the sort of space we need, I mean, there's nothing wrong in moving elsewhere. I think they can find
no,
common ground. I believe
yeah,
so. The concerning thing I'm seeing is a lot of people, because of their dislike of the owners, are saying they're not going to do it just because they don't. Clearly, my interpretation of what they're saying is that they're not going to vote yes for a move because they don't like the owners. So yeah, it's a difficult situation. We've bought a piece of land. I won't call it a piece of land. I don't know the size, for £80 million, and for us to have spent that much money on it, I think it took us time to look at it and say, yeah, we can make use of it. Should we decide to remain there? I mean, it's not that simple. But I understand where you're coming from. If I grew up in England too, I'd be sentimental about that too, to an extent. You get my point.
you're
But
throwing
I'll
that
take
one
my
at me,
time.
isn't it?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're throwing that at me, innit? Since I use that word, instead of now, you're gonna just constantly use it on me, bro. Honestly, Kachila, bro. No, no, no.
No, no,
Listen,
no,
no,
no.
no. It's true, but yeah, no. Maybe. Oh,
But you
shit,
do
mate.
get my point, though.
Yeah, I do,
There's
100%. I do, bro,
yeah,
100%.
there's very little left of the club from 4 years ago. Stadium is one of the remainders. Yeah, I think we should. If we'll build a new stadium, I think it will go a long way.
Mm.
Why? I think probably Red, you're coming wrong way. No,
Yeah,
why the owners won't agree to that idea? I don't think they won't. They will not agree. Maybe they haven't tried that. You want a resolution and not a stalemate again. If we need
yeah,
to move in 20 years or so, I think the move is going to probably
yeah.
happen,
Valid
or
point.
maybe the rebuild, either of the two will happen in less than 20 years. Probably five, you can say in 3, 4, 5 years, we'll have
Yeah,
a good idea with regards with what they want to do. With the exponential growth in revenue, a bigger stadium only adds about 5%, but that's not bad. To that revenue, which can be offset easily by selling one academy player. The ticket price can also increase. But have you
yeah.
heard
That's true.
people? DJ, have you not heard people complain about ticket price increase? And we're just
Yeah,
talking about. I think the club. They're the ones that sell the beverages and everything that's sold in the stadium. The club can also
yeah,
make money from there, because the
yeah,
capacity means a lot more people will attend. A lot more people will patronize the club's restaurant or whatever they have there,
yeah,
even hotel if they have one, if that makes sense.
yeah,
So I think it would be a lot more. Even 5% is a lot. Even 3% is a lot. But go ahead with
yeah.
what you're saying.
No, no, no. Listen, I get what IB saying on his comments. Yeah, it's true. You know, we it could be a stalemate, but I'm sure it's something that can be worked upon. Now, look, I think everyone probably sitting in the comments here. Probably, if you go and ask, I'd probably say 90% of the Chelsea fan base would say, well, not if I would say, in fact, I'll probably say 98% of the Chelsea fan base will probably say no. Let's stay at Stamford Bridge, yeah, and build the stadium like that up, which would be probably what everyone wants, right? Being one of them. However, if it can't be done, because let's be real here, you know, one of the reasons why Roman Abramovich could not build Chelsea up or to put it up to high capacity, because for whatever reason or another, the pitch owners would not allow it. So this is why there was talk of us moving to Earl's
And
Court
he missed
before.
out from the park
Yeah,
train station, the train station
yeah. There's
that
that
the
part.
Chinese
There's
bought
that.
at the time.
Yeah, there's that, and also sorry, Kachila, we also were linked with Battersea. Battersea was another place that we were Battersea was another place that they were
Yeah,
thinking
that
about
was the
going
power
to
station.
the stadium in. Yeah,
That
the power
is it. The
station.
Betsy power station that the
Yeah,
Chinese
the
bought.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that one. That's the one they bought, and that is what that were the plan. They were the original two plans of the two stadium where the stadium where we could end up moving to. Should we move away from Stamford Bridge? So Earl's Court is come back up again. in the comment section. And Earls Court, I'll be honest with you, Earls Court is a lovely area. I mean, I've done from work. I'll be honest with you, I've done a lot of shows in Wells Court with when we have like work shows that we have to we do like little things that we do. I've done a lot of them. Earls Court is a lovely area, and but again, people will say it's not Chelsea because obviously Chelsea is like what it is in London, where we are based in London. People are going to say it's not the same as that, and I can understand that. Believe me, I do. However, what I'll say is Earls Court is not a bad area either. If that was to happen, if that was to materialise, and that's where we can only go. It's not far away from where we're at, by the way. Okay, let's be real here. It's not that far away, and so that is a good possibility of that happening. But like I said, though, Kuchilla, I think everyone, I said 98% of the fan base probably would say, we would love to stay at Stamford Bridge, but if we're looking at revenue, making money, that's the way it's only going to be. Then you'll have to think about moving the club, moving it to another stadium.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, DJ. Stop fighting me, JC. I've taken it off. JC is asking me why I had the red shirt guy on the screen. Good evening to you too, Ajay. The catch, nice to see you. DJ, I don't know anything else you want us to talk about. Here are the other items we addressed. We did talk about what's this one about? Let me see. We talked about that's about the stadium. No, Datro Fofana. And Philip Jorgensen being injured. I don't know anything else you want to talk about. Do you want to address any of those items before we call it a day?
No. Obviously, the Philip Jorgensen one is a bit of a disappointing one. Him getting injured because I was actually hoping he'd actually start on Saturday's match against Bournemouth. To be honest with you, but obviously now he's injured. Now it's not going to happen. Yeah, that's obviously gutting news on that one. The other one I think was Datro. I think I do believe the Greek transfer window has closed. I think it was about 5. When I was streaming on another channel with Nee, there was about 5 hours left of the Greek transfer window. I mean that's now passed now. I think Chelsea was still trying to do a deal with the Greek team to get Datro Fofana to go out on loan. Whether they've done that or not, I don't know. Whether that's happened or not, but I mean that'd be an interesting one if that was to happen. I think that'd be good for him for him to go and obviously go and play some more minutes for him, get minutes under his belt and play. Who knows? He might find himself back in the first team next season again. We never know if he goes and does well somewhere else. So, yeah, I think have you addressed? I know you haven't. Have you addressed the situation? What's going on at Chelsea at the moment between the owners and the split ownership?
I mean, we've talked about that before. It's I've been avoiding it for the past few days. Why?
I wonder
because
why.
they are actually playing the Chelsea fan base like flute. There are a lot of so much briefing, so much PR. This is clearly you see some report from the other camp and then from the opposing camp, and it's not going to be easy. If anything, from what I've seen so far, in my opinion, I think Boehly is signaling. He's open to selling, but it would take a lot to convince him. That's just what I'm finding because I don't see Clear selling this. That's just my opinion.
Basically,
listen, there's a comment where he says if he feels sidelined and it's not allowed to be one of the, you can say, ultimate decision makers, he may well look to sell and leave. It's everywhere, really. I don't know what to believe. That's why I stopped paying attention to it because I think eventually we will move beyond that phase when it's clear Boehly doesn't want to sell, maybe, and Claire Lake doesn't want to sell. I think they're going to move on from it. For me, it's a power struggle, in my opinion. And if you want me to explain why I think it's power and anything, it's not anything other than power struggle. Forget the PR coming from from the respective camps involved in the power struggle, in my opinion. But I'll let you speak. If you want me to explain why I think it's just power struggle, I will explain.
I don't want to hold up much of your time. I mean, it just reminds me of anyone remembers power struggles with Chelsea Football Club. I don't know if anyone remembers if anyone goes back as far as I'm as a Chelsea fan. There was a struggle between Ken Bates and the late Matthew Harding. They had the same scenario. They had a power struggle, the same as this situation is now. And in the end, they came to some kind of an agreement between the two of them where they ended up both agreeing that it would no one went their separate ways. Everyone agreed to it all, and they stayed as joint owners of the football club. Now I'm not saying, and obviously because Matthew Harding was investing the club with a lot of money, as everyone knows. But he was the one who was in charge of buying all the players. He was the one who got like your Ruud Gullits in, he got your Gianluca Viallis in, your Gianfranco Zolas, and all them kind of players during that time period. And so the same situation with Boehly. The difference between the two of them is right. Yeah, for me, look, the reason why I probably would side, and you're probably getting shocking, is probably if I was to make a decision personally, Kachilla, as you know, I would like to see both of them gone. Yeah, if we can get a new owner in there, get them out, brilliant. I'll be
But you know
happy at that.
it's
But
gonna
it's going to
happen at
happen.
least
It's
10
not going to happen.
years.
It's not. Yeah, it's that's what I'm going to say. I was just about to get to that point, but it's not going to happen for 10 years, as we know. So if I'm now looking at the bigger picture now, and I'm thinking, okay, who's got more experience in the sports franchises? Okay, you go to an equity firm owner who's got absolutely nothing and only thinks about profit and sustainability. That's Barley. And then you've got Todd Boehly, who owns a team, who's done the sport, who's done his sports, he's owns sports and franchise all over in America. I probably would go more for him. And the only reason why I'd go more for this guy, and which is probably a shock to you, thinking why I'm saying this, is if everyone remembers 2 or 3 years ago, Todd Boehly made a move for Chelsea Football Club 3 years ago. And Roman Abramovich more or less said no, he wasn't selling it because he said to Todd Boehly, "You are not ready to run a football club." So what did Todd Boehly go and do? Yes, he had all them franchises in school, but he went and done his own. He went and done his own reading about football clubs, or how to run a football club, because his aim was to always go and buy a football club in
So
England or
you're
wherever it might
saying
be.
he's using a manual.
Yeah. So more or less, if he can get what I'm hearing, no, not Emmanuel, bro, but think about it,
No,
bruv, right?
manual. Like
Yeah, Emmanuel. Yeah, a
I'm just
reading book.
kidding
I know.
because you said he went and read a book on how to be
No,
a
no, no,
club
no.
owner and all that.
No. He went to do more or more how it was to, because obviously he ran franchises, as you know. He's got the Lakers. He's got his teams in America, as you know. Yeah, he runs his own baseball team. He's got the Lakers. He's got all that. So he knows more about the sports stuff than Barley does, because all Barley is just an equity guy who wants to make money and then and make sure he reaps profits on that. That's what he wants to do. So when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, if Bowley was in charge now, I think he'd take it to a different direction, because originally his plan was to, what we're all hearing was, this is why he went to Thomas Tuchel, was he was trying to buy all the best players in terms of like your Raheem Sterlings, your Koulibalys, and all these kind of players to bring in there after asking Thomas Tuchel for his for his for him to asking for his advice. All right, and he's more or less said, these are the players that I want to take us to the next level. Okay, it didn't work out with some of these players because some of them all went off. They've all been sold, as you all know. But he obviously had a clear pattern where he wanted to build for experience and bring in youth as well. Whereas Barley has one thing and one thing only. I just want to bring youth players in and make them stars and then sell them for a profit down the line. That's all he wants to basically do.
Can
Right?
we agree on something here,
Yeah,
DJ?
go on. Yeah, go for it.
You see all the players we sign, even the ones
Yeah,
some people are blaming on Bali.
yeah,
You see all the players who sign, even all the ones people are blaming on Igbali.
yeah.
There's no way that we made those signings without Bali agreeing or Igbali agreeing. Let's
I
sign them.
agree. I agree.
So I don't listen. We don't know of the two men who'd be a better owner. Should they decide? Okay, you know what? One of them decide to sell. We don't know. We're just speculating. Hey, Houston, let's talk about this. I'm going to say this.
Go
We
on.
know Bali's still the chairman, and I have to be clear here. I didn't even know that he'd be the chairman for 5 years before stepping aside.
Yeah,
He still has a say. If you remember, there was a time, the names we were hearing at the time was just Bali, right?
yeah.
Nobody heard much about Iqbali.
No.
He was all over the place granting interviews, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He was the one who was seen during interviews talking about the club's plans and everything, traveling, good meal, to traveling to Madrid, to places he traveled to ensure we get some deals over the line. In some cases, we were suspecting the chances are he's going to be the reason why we join the Super League once it emerges again and all that. At the time, people knew nothing about Iqbali. Some actually didn't know he was part of the owners. And then
Yeah.
at one point, what the hashtag at the time, reigning hashtag at the time, was Boehly out. Boehly
Yeah.
out, Boehly out, Boehly out. People were calling this. And then at one time, people learned, yeah, Boehly is just a minority stakeholder, actually.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
start hearing that he's going to step back a bit. And at the
Yeah.
time, he was the reason we signed some of those players on bloated salaries. As much as I like Koulibaly, I think at the time we were paying him too much that we should be paying him. There were other players like Raheem Sterling, who was the reason why we signed him. And all the players we signed, then the moment he stepped back, maybe because he wasn't allowed to be the guy to decide, or again, to be the ultimate decision maker. And if you were paying attention to the initial reports that started coming out, you could
Yeah.
tell that, for me, in my opinion, my judgment, what I learned from those reports at the time was that Boehly wasn't happy. And it was actually clearly stated in one of the reports that he doesn't want to be on the sidelines. He want to be one of the ultimate decision makers. Otherwise, he's going to consider selling his shares. So he had no issues when he was the one that whoever worked at the club at the time, the people that worked at the club at the time was reporting to. He was the one deciding on who would sign, who didn't sign. I get it, people will still bring up the argument, but we didn't have directors at the time. He had no issues with the players who were signing. They didn't fight. He didn't push to buy a Clearlake's cut until he wasn't the ultimate decision maker. So irrespective of how anybody sees either parties, either Clearlake or Boehly, my point is it's all about power. There's
It
no
is.
way to tell who'd be the better owner for us.
It is. It is. It is, Kuchela. So as I've said it all along, mate, and I'll continue to say it. Right, yeah. Boehly out, okay, and Barley out. Yeah, I know it's not going to happen
But
because they've
if
got
you
the
had
club
to
for 10
choose,
years. Yeah, I'd have them both out, bruv. I'll have them both gone. Kick them out the football club. Bring some new ownership in. We'll take the club back in the direction it was to. Because at the moment, let's be honest here, bro. We are Chelsea Football Club, mate. We are one of the biggest clubs in the world, right? Yeah, that has won everything in the game, and we got a bunch of clowns making it look like a circus act. Okay, and you got idiots such as Win Stanley and Stuart Little who are coming in there doing whatever they need to do, completely ruining the whole vision of what this club is all about and what we stand for as a football club. I don't think somehow or another, I don't think Roman would have envisioned this because he had no choice but he had to leave. But he's probably looking at it now and thinking, oh my days, what have I sold my football club to? Yeah, because I'm telling you right now, Roman may have had his faults. Okay, I'm not going to say no, owner hasn't. But I tell you what he did have was what he did build was a successful football club, and he brought the right people to run the show. Because if you
do
remember when
you
Roman first
agree
came
if
in,
you have
bruv,
Roman now, he's not going to be able to do some of the things he did at the
no,
time?
agreed. But what I'll say about Roman now is when Roman first bought the football club, Chiller, what did he go and do? I know nothing about football. So what did he go and do? The first thing he went and done was, I'm going to go and nick one of the best executive I can get out there and direct in Peter Kenyon for Man United, and I'm going to bring it with Chelsea, and I'm going to tell him to run the show. He then went after that, went and brought this other guy. I keep forgetting his name. We got him from, he was the guy we brought him from Tottenham. He was the one dealing with all the commercial side of things. He brought him in. He can come and do all the commercial stuff. Yeah, he was showing how to run a football club from top to bottom. All right, yeah. Gravasky was doing all the day-to-day basis of all the looking after. You had Gravasky, and then you obviously, and some people that didn't like him, Bruce Buck, who was also, he was like the lawyer there in the background, yeah, at Chelsea
But he's
Football.
American, right?
Yeah, he's American, but he was the lawyer, the club's football lawyer, if you like, if you want to call him a lawyer. That's how he did all his how he learned to be where he got to this day because he'd done all his stuff on being a lawyer, but not had to be a football man. That's why he had nothing. When he came to football, he knew nothing about it. It was all down to Peter Kenyon. Okay, when he was in there. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. But when you have these guys coming in, they wanted to do things themselves. You know, Todd Boehly didn't know nothing about football. What he should have gone and done is gone and taken the best MD, like Manchester United have gone and done recently. They've gone
I
and
have to
taken the
be
one from
honest.
Manchester City.
Let me say this quickly, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
They
go for it,
actually
bro.
tried. What's the former Liverpool director?
Yeah, they did.
Um,
Edwards.
yeah,
Edwards.
and they wanted the best, but he wasn't
Paul
available to
Mitchell.
work at the time.
Mitchell
You
as well.
remember,
Paul
right?
Mitchell. Paul Mitchell was the other one they tried to get as well.
Yeah,
I'm not going
exactly.
to
Those
dispute
guys
that.
weren't available to work at the time. So, listen, they're not perfect, but I think. And did you remember I told you this? We're just having
Yeah.
a conversation,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
They're
Sure.
not perfect. They've
No, they're
not.
not.
Maybe
I
the
agree.
correct way to phrase it is that they've not been perfect. But I think honestly, when things start to fall into place, I think a lot of people will look back and say, these guys knew exactly what they were doing all the while. Times have changed. And if you take your time to analyze the situation, we're being
I do.
proactive.
I
Honestly,
agree.
but just give me 1 second. Hi to you too. Viega starting left back. That's a possibility, but I think as
Good.
long as what's his name, the Monaco, former Monaco man, and the Sissi is available, he may well start on the right hand side. Or we could see the kid. Is it George, who also can play
George.
right back?
Tyward George. Yeah.
Yeah. Kepa is on loan and it's gone, Nato has gone to Arsenal. Who is going to be a Bournemouth goalkeeper against us? Ooh,
They signed somebody, didn't they? Did
yeah,
they not get
yeah. Owner fight is boring.
Ramsdale?
We don't know real truth anyway. I think that's the way I see it. We don't know what's going on, but from what we're seeing, I think it's power struggle. And both camps, a lot of briefing out there. A lot of briefing. Boehly is just Boehly just doesn't need to have any
No.
managing role at the club. Let him be a backseat investor. He doesn't want that.
And hire the people that know how to do it.
Yeah, but numbers suggest otherwise because he's a minority shareholder. Okay, except if they have some sort of special clause in the contract they signed that says he'd still have a lot of say. He'd still be a huge decision maker, irrespective of the size of his shares. DJ, I like idea of Bolly. But there's this one thing he wanted
to keep
Poch.
Poch.
Yeah, that's a huge issue too. So that's what I'm saying. There's no way to tell who's better. He wanted to keep Poch, and Eghbali wanted Poch gone.
And you know what I've been saying, Kitchen? This is what I've been saying to you all along, bro. You know, and this is what I've been trying. Every time we have these conversations about the owners, bro, it's not because you. I think you guys think I've got some kind of hate against these guys. I can't hate.
No,
Let me tell you one thing.
Hate.
No. Let me. I'm not saying you are, but I think when it comes across, I think when I come across, I think it comes across that I hate on these owners. Let me just say one thing, Kitchen. I can't hate people in the world, right? I don't hate
them. You hate them.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him, bro. I know you're trying to tease me on this one, bro, and you're trying to wind me up. It ain't going to work. But I don't hate him. I tell you why I don't hate him. Yeah, I can't. They've done nothing to me for me to hate them. Yeah. And one thing my parents have always told me in life: you can't hate on people.
They're failing. You do understand they mean well, but they've gone about what they're doing the wrong way. At least that's your belief. Yeah, I'm not agreeing with you, but go ahead.
What they should have basically done with any ownership that comes into a football club is sit and talk to your fans, have a little fans forum, and say this is who we are and how we're going to run the football club. Yeah, because we all know let's be real here, Kachila, right? When they bought a successful football club. We were a winning team before these guys came along. Right, and I think this is what doesn't go down well with the fans. And people can turn around and say, yes, okay, it was that time period. It's now finished with all these rules that have come in place. Listen, I'm not debating the rules, bro. I'm not debating them at all. But you can still run a successful business in the right way. You don't have to go over the top spending. Of course, you watch your figures, you watch whatever you need to do, but there's still a way of running a business in a successful way without and knowing what you're doing and hiring the right people to run that business that know the game, that know how to run a football club. If you guys don't know how to run a football club like you guys do, be the owners, brilliant. Invest your money, brilliant. Go and buy the players that we want you to go and buy, brilliant. But listen to what the other people to say. Get a director that will tell you what you need to do, how to run a football club. Go to a managing director, whatever, to go and buy the players, to go and research. Don't go and do all your homework on this new thing they've gone out now, which is I forgot. What do? They go and do their research by looking at some database. Yeah. To database you don't do that kind of thing. It just doesn't work in football. Yeah, it might work in some sports, but it doesn't work in football. You hire people to go and do that, to go and do what it used to always be like, and you can still do it without messing up. This has been my debate all along with everyone. When people say you come at these owners, all I've been saying all along,
You
Kachilla,
don't
is
like them. You
do
don't
business
like them.
do business the right way. Do business the right way. That's all I'm saying. It's not hate, just do it the right way.
And
That's
this is,
all. It's not
let me
hard.
let me say this quickly. I understand your point, and I've always
Yeah,
told people that's why I'm always open
yeah,
to have a conversation. I don't call it a debate. Sometimes we do call it fight, jokingly, never a
yeah,
fight. Irrespective of the person, of the again of whoever we're having the conversation with or who we're debating with, irrespective of their
yeah.
opinion, it's all coming from a place of love.
Yes, 100%.
You understand?
Yeah, I do. I do.
But
I do.
we all do it differently. Some are into name calling. I'm not into name calling, and
Me
I'm
neither.
always open, almost always open to have a conversation, except with anybody that I've seen. It's not open minded and wouldn't even be willing to listen to my own side of the argument or maybe my opinion with regards to the situation in question. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this. I know where you stand, but I just want
Yeah,
to make my own stance clear to you. I
go for
think
it.
these guys, they've been proactive. Things have changed.
Yeah, I agree.
Times have changed, if you prefer.
Yep,
Football isn't the same. And I'm going to
yep,
go as far back as talking about last January transfer window. Usually, January transfer windows, Premier League clubs alone in total, they spend 10 times as much as the entire footballing world
yep,
spends in a single window.
yeah,
That has happened
yeah,
severally. But last January transfer window, we didn't come close to what the German clubs and other clubs elsewhere spend.
yep,
Beyond FFP, there's still PSR for the Premier League, which is
yep,
strict, very
yep,
strict. Have led to
yep,
clubs points being deducted from the clubs as I think Everton and
yep.
Leicester
Nottingham
City,
Forest.
and Nottingham Forest. So things have changed, and I'm quite sure without such regulations in place, I think Chelsea would be spending a whole lot of money, even more. We've actually, even with those things, we've found a way to navigate that financial
Loopholes, bro.
regulatory
Loopholes.
body to still spend, ensuring we have enough players that in the near future we're not going to spend that much to sign players. Because look at I get it, we signed a lot of kids, and we didn't sign all of them to come and become part of the first team. We've
No.
been forced to sell some of them because things are tight. My
Yeah.
point is, um, we're being proactive here. I know a lot of people won't see that. We're being proactive, and I've seen some people talk about maybe there's something the owners know that we don't know, that we could face a transfer ban, and they are making sure we have enough players that even with a two,
That's
3 years
happening.
ban, we'll still be fine. We don't
That's
know.
happening.
But
That's happening.
even if that doesn't end up happening, I'd still say, yeah, we've recruited some talents here that in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years will be set. We're
Yeah.
not going to be needing, we're not going to have the need to sign a lot of players or spend a lot of money in the market, if that makes sense, in signing players, if that makes sense, so to speak.
Yep.
I think we all see it differently. And
Yep.
you're concerned because you love the club. And I'm telling you, I'm concerned too, but I've taken my time to analyze it and see, yeah, these guys, they're being proactive, and that things will
Everything.
eventually fall into place. And I
No.
think this season actually will see a lot more improvement than we did see last season. And
Yeah.
I think that's when it will start again according to people that actually they know what they're doing. And believe
Yeah.
me, both are actually on the same page. I get it. We're getting briefings. We've gotten so many briefings from the media. Each quarter trying to blame the other camp for certain mistakes, and the other camp trying to blame the other camp for certain mistakes because they're trying to turn the public against the other against the other quarter to pressure them into selling or to make life uncomfortable for them, which will in turn lead
Do you
to
know?
them deciding to sell. But I don't think either camp will succumb to selling their shares.
No.
That's
No.
just my
No.
opinion. Yeah.
What?
Let
Sorry
DJ
about that.
let Jesse just
Sorry,
go away.
what does he say?
No. I know what he's
Yeah,
referencing, but I'm not gonna
sorry,
go there.
sorry. I've just what's he for there?
I'm dead. I'm
Collecting his
not
coins and
going there.
watching the
Just go
game.
ahead,
Oh my
DJ.
goodness. No. Listen, I won't keep you for too long, actually, because I'm gonna go off and eat my dinner in a minute, bro. But what I'll say to you is look, listen. I'm not saying they've not made mistakes, and maybe they're gonna go and amend their mistakes. I'm not saying that at all. Everyone makes mistakes, and you're entitled to learn from your mistakes. Okay, which is what that's how we learn in life. You learn from your mistakes. Believe me, I've made mistakes in my life with work and stuff, but I learn from my mistakes that I've gone and done, and I make sure I don't do that mistake again. Okay, but with these guys, because we're talking about the guys in the big time now, these are billionaire owners, billionaire businessmen. You don't expect them to make that many mistakes, especially when it comes to a football club like Chelsea or any other big entity in the world. Whether it's a football club, whether it's I don't know, whether it's a sports business, whether it's I don't know, whether it's a electric business, whatever you want to call it, right? You try not to make them mistakes. All we're basically just trying to say is, okay, learn from your mistakes and don't keep doing the same mistakes all over again. Because what you said earlier on is they found a way. Yeah, they found loopholes. Yeah, that's how they're getting past this PSR and this FFP thing, because they found loopholes to do it. But at some point, they're going to run out of these loopholes, Kachilla, and they're going to run out of all these things because
I
we've told
think I
those.
think listen, they are
That,
exploiting it because
yeah,
they
they are.
know it's not once it closes. I think they'll become even more careful in terms of
Oh no,
spending.
they
But
will
go
do.
ahead.
I don't doubt it very because obviously they're supposed to be smart businessmen. Of course, they're going to learn from it because this whole thing of selling these two hotels that we've gone and sold now, and obviously now the FA have just only approved it, right? Have approved that sale. Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to do that again next time if we get into ourselves in another jam
No, they
of
will not.
loss. They won't be able to do it, which means we're going to have to then
And
look
I
down
don't think
below and
either we'll
sell.
get to we'll get to again. Something we'll get to an extent where we'd be needing to sell the hotel or sell any other property again. I think they're just
I hope
exploiting
not
the opportunity now to
to
do
do it
whatever
while they
they
can.
need to
Yeah,
do, make the most of it, and that's
and
it. But go ahead, DJ.
yeah, another thing I was also going to say to you is, yeah, okay, fantastic, hippo parade. They came and spent over £1 billion. Listen, us all if you're a fan, you're loving your club to spend that kind of money. But I think if you're a fan, also, you're also saying, okay, you're going to spend that kind of money. At least do youth and experience to go and be more to continue the club's success. Don't wait 5 years until we go back into the big time again. Because at the end of the day, they could have done it shorter than this if they really wanted to. Yeah, got the players in, stole whatever they put. Okay, they've gone and completely cut our wage bill down, as you know. They've cut our wage bill down now. This whole situation with
And that's
Osterman, as you know,
huge,
over the January.
given how
Yeah,
football has changed.
yeah,
That's
it has.
huge.
And this is why we couldn't offer the kind of wages that Osman needed. Okay, why we couldn't get him in the end. Okay, because of this whole situation, right? Okay, so all I'm basically trying to say is you're gonna. There's a when I'm talking about saying give experienced players, you need to have in place players of that ilk that are got the experience to come in. So what you need to do is not buy as much youngsters as you're doing, but try and buy whatever you need, and then keep some of that money aside for a big name player like an Osimhen, like a Gyökeres, I'm putting these names out on there, like a Erling Haaland or someone like that of that ilk. Save that money aside for them kind of players. But don't go and waste all your money on buying youth players in because you're looking thinking, oh yeah, it's a project we're working out on here. We'll send them out on loan. If it works, it doesn't work. We'll just make a profit on them and we'll sell them for big money down the line if it don't work. Sometimes that can work at a certain degree. After a certain time, it will not always work that way. And this is where fans get a bit annoyed with what the club is in the direction the club is going because we're used to seeing our team winning, even back in the day. I mean, I grew up in an era where my club was not always winning, as you know. I grew up with the years when we were relegated, Stamford Bridge. I go back Bobby and Max's years when they were supporting the football club, right? I never saw us when we got relegated at 3 or 4 times when I was watching Chelsea. When I first started watching at Chelsea from the 80s, right? Obviously, things changed. We started winning trophies. Roman came in. Things changed completely. We went up. Went up another level. These owners have know what Roman had left when he finally left the football club. What we were, he left us as a winning team. Yeah, and I think what all fans were hoping to see was, we all know it will be taking. There'll be a time where it has to rebuild, and yes, it's going to take time for it, but not 5 years in a rebuild. I mean, not as much as Arsenal have gone. Arsenal fans can sit here and say, "Oh, we took 6 years." Now they're starting to find their team. We didn't need to do that because we were already winning, Kachilla. We were already winning before Roman left. All they needed to do was just add a little bit more to that, and we could have continued with the winning, and they could have continued on with this project, or bringing youth players in as well. It'd have worked either way. But they decided to go down a complete different route, and now we're where we are today. Now you've got all this nonsense of the owners squabbling, and now one wants to buy out the other. This is all like would you put,
DJ. I think they will sort out their issues. None of them will be. None of the, you can say, parties will be in a hurry to leave, because they know with the stadium and a lot more of, again, the plans they have in place. I think there's a lot more gain to make. In the future. It would take a lot to convince either party to sell their stakes in the club, in my opinion. And here's the thing, you mentioned we were already winning before Roman left, but at that point, you could argue a lot's changed. A lot of players
I agree.
Had one foot, had one of their legs out of the door because they wanted to jump the ship already. A lot because of the situation at the time. Players that you could argue the club could have made the move to renew their contracts. Everything stalled. We weren't allowed to negotiate with players. So we weren't even allowed to be proactive, again, in the market at the time with regards to players we wanted to bring in. It wasn't that simple. If we're being I know you know those things. At the time, we weren't now allowed to, if we can negotiate with the players, I think I remember, but the player we were negotiating at the time weren't allowed to put pen to paper to become Chelsea players. So those things complicated the situation. A lot of people don't seem to understand how, you could say, the takeover was chaotic for reasons you cannot blame on them. In my opinion, had everything done the normal way, chances are they'd be educated on how things are done, and they're not gonna, you could say, try to make such you could say the drastic changes they made at the time. And you know one thing again, DJ, let me say this quickly. A lot of people saying they want Boehly over Eghbali. Boehly clearly was the one that fired Thomas Tuchel and wasn't secretive about it, if you remember. But go ahead, I'll let you drop. Sorry, I don't want to make you miss your dinner before.
No, bro. No. Listen, I'm getting my daughter coming upstairs and lecturing about coming downstairs, bruv. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm going now. Hello, she's saying hi. Yeah, I'm getting lectured. If I get it from my wife, I get it from my daughter. On top of all that, bro.
Please, happy wife, happy life, DJ. Go.
No, I always say that, bro. But imagine being blasted on live TV, on live streams like this one. My daughter coming to me to go to dinner. Okay, she knows. He knows.
Hi to you too.
Can I tell?
All right, this here, big up to you too, Courtney. Nice to see you. Owners are not perfect, but getting rid of the core people in the club so quickly is mad. I think that was a huge mistake. That led to a lot of the issues that we started experiencing afterwards. So that's a solid argument, but I think we'll get there. I think we're good right now, actually.
Sorry. Kachilla, listen,
we're
bro.
Not perfect, but I think this season a lot of people will be surprised. Go ahead with what you were saying, DJ, bro, so you can go eat your dinner.
No, nothing. I'll leave it off with this. I have to come back to this conversation with you again, bro. My apologies.
I think we have to. It's a good conversation.
We'll continue on with it. Definitely debate it. Everyone in this, I just want to say one thing. Everyone in the comments, please smash and subscribe to the channel as always. Kachilla, it's a pleasure as always, bro. Speaking footy with you about the football that we love.
Much love.
And I'll catch up with you very, very soon, bro. All right.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
You peace out, man. Take care. Regards to the family. Peace out, bro.
Bye. Definitely. All right. Bye. Big up everyone. To be honest, they both need to leave our club. You know, that's not happening for at least 10 years. And I think by that time, everybody will calm down because they've laid a good foundation. Hopefully it pays. Hopefully it pays off. And I think it will pay off. We just need to be patient. I'm going to still keep clamoring this. I think they're being proactive. These guys, they have good foresight, and the truth remains, a good foresight is the reason why they're billionaires, and a lot of us aren't. Let's what else we have here. Our strategy is to buy young talents like we're buying, and a lot of people argue as if that we're buying all those young talents and integrating them. We've been integrating them into the team. No. And look, this is actually a window where we signed again experienced players, but people are still complaining, unfortunately. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I have to remove DJ's stuff here. Okay, there you go. Delete. I'm gonna catch up with what we have in the chat, then I have to run because in a bit I'd have to go pick up my boys from school. And apologies as soon as I think from next week we'll start streaming consistently, but I still need help. I'm gonna advertise that. I'm just waiting for Ty to get done with his. Then I can tell people we're looking for people to help ensure that we do live streams consistently. The members only show will be happening every day. So, and one more thing I want to do here, I want to do membership giveaway in a bit. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm not talking to you, Jesse. Just leave me alone. Trust the process. Trust the process. I think everything is going well, but it depends on who you ask, and I understand why you're concerned. So I'm not gonna. Honestly, if they didn't have a Parma, the owners will be getting chased by mobs. So without Parma, again in that team, we would finish 16th. But we have a lot of good players right now. It will be an excellent season, in my opinion. Okay, 1.5 billion. Could have bought a Ronaldo, Messi, and you think if we have all those players, that will make it different. Mbappe, Lewandowski, and still have change left. It depends on what do you think we need just a few players? We needed a lot more players because all the players we had at the time wanted to leave. Pulisic wanted to leave. What's his name? You know all of them. So I'm not gonna go into it. We just sound sometimes as if they're just like, oh geez, let's just spend 1 billion for the sake of it. We needed more than 3 players. Man United in the mod. Man United post a staggering 113.2 million pounds losses his club makes PSR statement. Yeah. But people like to call Chelsea names. And look how many players we've sold. And I think we've succeeded in balancing the books. Chelsea have one of the greatest academy in the world. We shouldn't be buying us. I think we had to the way we did. That doesn't mean we're doing away with the academy. But I think we want a playing style aligned across all stages. I think we have under 21s. There's also one before that, and then the senior team. We want everything aligned, even with our sister club, if that makes sense. I think the Chelsea Academy is still one of the best in world football. That will never change. Coach, I love it. You were about to wrap up 40 minutes ago, yet we are here. I keep going. I'm enjoying it, but DJ is gone, and I soon I have to go get ready to go pick up my boys. Plus, they have swimming classes today. So, and my wife is in our home, so I'd be the one to take care of those things. But I want to do membership giveaway for those of you who found time to be with us today, if you don't mind. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna go here. I'm only able to do it here. 1 second, people. But keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes will go a long way. We have 80 people watching, but only 15 of those on YouTube. I didn't know the show would get up to 1 hour, let alone 4 minutes. And it's in 4 minutes again. The next 4 minutes it will be 2 hours plus. I didn't want it to get to that because I was tired. Also, I have a lot going on that I want to talk about here. Just give me a second. I have to bring down the volume. All right, let me see if I can do that here. Membership giveaway. I'll just wait for that to go through. Where did I see that? How am I able to do that? The other day, I've always wanted to do that on multiple occasions, but couldn't. This is not super chat. I cannot super chat myself. All right, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes will go a long way. Let me see if I go here, if I'll be able to do that. You cannot motivate our academy kids if owners just you could argue that probably lots of them would want to go elsewhere, but one thing I can assure you that the academy will almost always all the time continue to attract some of the best talents in world football because it's just one of like the best schools in the community. I'm looking for it. I can't find what I'm looking for here. How was I able to do it the other day? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to find a solution to that. I'll do it. Otherwise, I'll leave it for another day. Okay. Okay. Membership gifting. I can still see it very well. I want to gift membership before I call it a day right now. I'm not sure why it's not showing well. Yeah, give me 1 second here. Let me see. But if you have any questions, drop it in the chat and I'll try to address it. I think we'll be all right. And the signs will be that this season for a lot of people to see the owners that actually they do know what they've been doing all the while. They've not been perfect. They made mistakes, but I don't think they'll ever repeat the sort of mistakes they made. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just give me 1 second here. Chelsea is saying when we were banned in the transfer window, we had all our academy stars playing well because Lamps told them they all had a realistic chances to come to the first team. And what happened once, we solved the transfer ban, Lamps, we signed the likes of Hazard, Timo Werner, and Lampard changed. He didn't play most of those academy players. Membership gifting. That's expensive. Woof, I'm not doing that. So I'm just gonna go for 10 membership. That's a higher level membership, really. And that's not the one I want. I want a different type of membership, the cheaper one, not the Convenants. But oof. But let me do this one anyway. It just doesn't give me the option to do the cheaper membership type. Give me 1 second here. All right, let's go. I hope it works. If it doesn't work, then I'm just going to call it a day. Okay, let's see who gets it. It's gone for the expensive type. That could have been, okay, John H. Naku was gifted, Red Devil Studio, Fraser SKOS, True Blue Clay, who else? That's how many? Reams, Josh, CFC was gifted, Ike Icy, German Black. That's it. It stops. Yep. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 20. That's $49. That could have been enough to give 20 people because I want a lot more people to join Matt. And I know that will grow over time because we've now been doing this since. But $49 for 10 members. The expensive one, chat nerds. No, that's Convert Nuts. Chat Nuts is the cheapest. But by the way, to some of you who aren't lucky enough to get the gift, I'll try again next time. I'm in the mood of giving for some reason. I don't want to say here, but we get maybe I'll be comfortable discussing it someday. But thank you to all of you once again for finding the time to join me, and congratulations to all of you who were lucky enough to get the membership, to be gifted a membership. Enjoy, and hopefully you like it well enough that when it ends, you look forward to extending the membership. Matt will host a show tomorrow. Topic I don't want to say until it's scheduled later in the day. So thank you, Chelsea, for joining us. Hopefully you'll be lucky enough to win next time. Thank you, JC. Thank you. Those are the guys that were gifted the membership. Thank you, Kishan. Nice to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing well, Chesky. All of you in the chat who else? JC, IB, and if I miss your name, apologies. The Prince is here. The Prince also. Thank you for joining. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only a human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la.